Good morning. Good morning, and welcome to another segment of Be an Explorer. I'm Ann Lewis, broadcasting, streaming live from my backyard here in Pierce, South Dakota. And yes, I am outside. In Be an Explorer, we go outside and explore our backyards. Many times, explorers go far afield, they go to other countries. They go to other states even, but we can just go explore in our backyards, and that's what we've been doing the last few months. Even if our backyard is noisy and has cars and traffic, there's still plenty to look at and to explore, especially this time of year. I'm going to start out as we always do. We have some different weather than we've had the last few days, doing a weather check. We look at cloud cover, we look at temperature, and we also look at wind. Yeah, perfect timing. I did not plan that. So, yeah, for cloud cover, if you want to go take a quick peek, go run outside real quick to where you are. I'll see if I can't flip and see if we can't see some clouds across the way here. Flip the camera. Still the same. For cloud cover, we have blanket clouds, stratus clouds. They just look like big blankets covering the sky. And since they recently had rain in them, uh, we could call these nimbostratus clouds. Nimbo, of course, is the word we use whenever a cloud brings us precipitation, rain or snow. The other night, or evening actually, I went for a little walk. Um, I checked the sky beforehand, but I didn't check the northwest sky. So that had cumulonimbus clouds in it, which I didn't see till I was about a quarter of the way through the walk. Cumulonimbus, meaning puffy rain clouds, and at this time of year, those are thunderstorm clouds. And sure enough, a thunderstorm blew in. I was able to get home before it started raining heavily. So did hear some light thunder while I was outside, which isn't good. As soon as you hear thunder, you go inside and stay inside for 30 minutes after you hear the last peal. That's the sound you call thunder. Peal. Um, so, yeah. But it all ended well. So we have nimbostratus clouds happening today. Temperature, chilly. I've got my jacket. In fact, I'll probably even snug it up a little bit here. My thermometer says it is about 9 degrees Celsius. Definitely chilly. 10 is chilly. And when it's wet, it feels a little bit chillier. In fact, we want to make sure that our thermometers don't get wet because of something called evaporational cooling. As the water evaporates off of our thermometers, it will make them a little cooler than what the air temperature is. So um, my thermometer actually has a guard on it. I'll take this out so you can see. This is the thermometer, and it's in the case. And one of the reasons we have the case is to keep it from getting broken because the thermometer is glass, but also to help protect it from incidental moisture so it doesn't get wet. And then for wind, unlike our last few mornings, we do have some wind happening, and I'll see if I can't turn so you can see the leaves moving. In our Beaufort scale that we're using, 0 means nothing is moving. 1 means just leaves and grass. 2 means the twigs. 3 are the small branches. 4 are the big branches. And 5 are the whole tree. So I'm not seeing a lot of, in the trees with the big branches, I'm not seeing them move. Except for maybe little gusts here. Here comes a gust. But I think I'll call it 0, nothing, 1 leaves and grass, 2 twigs, 3 small branches. I'm going to call this a 3, a Beaufort scale of 3 for today. And those of you who are reporting out, because I'm on the outside cam, I can't see your comments. I come back and I read them. And I really do like hearing about what are you seeing at your place. Yesterday, those of you who were with us, we had Rhea Waldman on, and she and I were talking about dandelions, journaling our dandelions. And we got so excited that I didn't get to talk about everything I wanted to about journaling the dandelions. So I have a dandelion cam here. And if Sarah, if you could turn that on. Here comes the dandelion cam. Okay. And you can see the dandelions that I am looking at today. And I wanted to think about these dandelions and journaling them about how their seeds move. Because there's a lot of different things we could look at with the dandelions. But I specifically wanted to think about how do their seeds move? Because Rhea talked about, she actually did research on that. She and a colleague of hers put different kinds of seeds into a wind tunnel to see how they could move. And one of the things I'm noticing about our dandelions is, I'll come over here to this dandelion right here. Let's see, make sure that's clear. Okay. Is some of the dandelion puffs are stuck together because of the rain. I don't know how close I'll be able to zoom in. And some of them have dried out. So you can see, like right here, this dandelion puff right here, that one's spread out. But this one right here, that one is still close together because of the rain. I'm not quite sure why that happened. And when I think about the dandelions flying, my guess is that the dandelions that are puffed out are meant to fly, and the ones that are still sort of stuck together aren't going anywhere anytime soon. So I'm really curious about this dandelion, the way the dandelions are made. So I'm going to do some drawing here, and I have my journal. And as you can see, I wrote down the date, and I'm going to write down Beaufort 3, 9 degrees Celsius, Nimbo Stratus. And then I'm going to put backyard. I'm going to pick a dandelion seed here and try to get up close to it. Let's see. It's hard to see because they're so tiny. Maybe if I put it against the white of the, you can see it a little better that way. Kind of goes in and out of focus. So you can see the puffy part has lots of silky threads, and they're pretty short. I wonder how long they are. I do have a ruler with me. Sarah, I'm going to put the dandelion camera down. If you'll come back to me. And I'm going to take my ruler, which is actually on the inside of this notebook, and I'm going to try to measure how long those dandelion threads are. It's hard to see because it's white on white here. But they are about, I'll call it 5 millimeters. And then if I had something black to hold it up against, I would count all the different little seeds. And I would do that for multiple dandelions. So I'm going to go ahead and draw. Well, before I do that even, I'm going to divide my page up into different sections. So I'm going to have a drawing section, and I'm going to put the drawing section over here. So the drawing section, and this is where I'm going to make all the drawings. And then I'm going to have a measuring section and other numbers. So any measurements that I can't use to label my drawing, I'm going to put over here. And then I'm going to have questions and other words. So any place I have a question or anything where I can't label my drawing, oops, my drawing right there, I'm going to put right there. So I've got 3 parts to my page to help guide my drawing. So that's one way you can put your thing together, your page together. I'm literally tipping over. My poor camera. Now I'm going to come back and actually finish this up, and I'll take a picture of it and put it out on Facebook on the comics. Yesterday I just did a quick sketch, and I finished it up after I started it. So this is what it looked like. I see now my seeds need a lot more little threads on them. I didn't have nearly enough. And I need to measure the whole seed, because one of the observations Ray and I made is that dandelions are really globular. I mean, you don't have like seeds sticking up and have it, kind of all bumpy. They are just very smooth. So that somehow makes me think somehow the seeds are really close in size. In fact, I'm going to put that down so I don't forget. I'm going to write it on my question. How long are the seeds? And in this particular drawing, I'm going to think about the structure of the dandelion, how it's made to help me while I'm out here drawing. So on here, I'm going to put a title, structure. And I'm going to put that all in capitals. And that will help me remember to think about dandelions as how they're made, how they're built, how they're put together. There are lots of different things we could look at for dandelions. Sarah, could you bring up the picture I set up? Yesterday while I was working, I saw this little sparrow. It's a chipping sparrow, and it was hopping around the yards. And here what you see is the chipping sparrow pulling the seeds out of a closed dandelion. So this particular sparrow wanted to grab the seeds out of it, not an open one, but a closed one. So dandelions obviously are a source of food. We talked about how they help the pollinators, and I didn't bring it up. I should have brought up. I have a really nice picture of a butterfly on a dandelion. There's some of the first dandelions or some of the first flowers to bloom. So they're an important source of pollen for those early insects and pollinators. That helps them get through till the other flowers are blooming. Dandelions are pretty hardy. Now, your parents may not love dandelions in their yard, and just like Rhea's husband doesn't, don't worry about that. That's not your job to have your parents want dandelions in their yard. But if you find them, just keep in mind that in the right places, these are good plants to have around, and they do help some kinds of birds and insects. So that is our dandelion journaling, thinking about how it's made, and I'm going to come back and work on my journal page a little bit more. I hope you get outside today to journal, maybe about dandelions, maybe about something else. Maybe dandelions aren't your thing. Maybe you find something else that fascinates you. If you do, take a picture, send it to us at the Discovery Center, either through Facebook or YouTube or Instagram or Twitter. We'd love to see what you're doing with your journals and your work and your being an explorer. Stay safe, stay curious, dress warmly if you go outside, and go exploring. Thank you, Capital Area United Way, and thank you for watching. Have a great day.